Alrighty, guys. So, minor spoiler for Captain America Brave New World, because it's been pretty public in all the marketing, or at least not all the marketing, but, for those of you who have been following along with Captain America Brave New World, you'll know this. So, but again, if you don't want to know anything, if you've just seen the main trailers, because it's come out in a couple side trailers, little TV spots and whatnot, but not really in the main trailers. So, again, if you don't want to know, this is your spoiler warning. But adamantium. Adamantium is going to be a part of Captain America Brave New World. In fact, it has been confirmed that it's coming from the dead Celestial Tiamat. So they're going to find adamantium. Somehow, I guess Celestials are made of adamantium, which is, I guess, the metal of the gods, literally, in the MCU. And so we knew that was coming, and I'm very curious to see what that's going to turn into. My assumption is it's gonna have a lot of implications for the MCU, including one in particular that we all kind of we thought about, right? Because adamantium. What is adamantium most well known for in Marvel lore? Well, it's known to be associated with one character in particular. And that one character in particular is one that we've seen recently, but I'm presuming we're going to be seeing again in the MCU, whether or not it's Hugh Jackman in Secret Wars, or it's the new version in the new X-Men film, right? And that is, of course, Wolverine. Wolverine, very famously, his skeleton is made of adamantium. And there's the whole Weapon X program where he gets that grafted onto his bones and whatnot. It's a crazy thing. So, anyways, adamantium is a big part of it. And the other thing, you guys know this about me. I hate clickbait. Like, my titles and videos are, yes, meant to intrigue you and pique your curiosity, but never intentionally to lie about anything. That's not my goal, because I hate those videos or articles that are like, oh, confirmed, this and this and this and this, and it's not confirmed. It's just a complete speculation or complete rumor. But this is a quote coming directly from the director, Julius Ona, of Captain America Brave New World, who seems to think that Wolverine is coming very soon, or at least sometime soon, and that Captain America Brave New World will set up Wolverine. So I'm going to read this quote here, because, again, the question may arise, how much does he actually know about the future of the MCU? Maybe he's just talking and speculating here, but also, it's not nothing. Like, I think that it's, he is the person who did, as he says in this quote, which we'll read in just a second, he is the one who introduced adamantium in his film to the world, to the MCU, and I think that it's you don't just do that for nothing, right? Adamantium is synonymous with Wolverine. So we'll see about that. But let's read this quote here from Julius Ona and see what he's got to say. So, quote, adamantium is much more durable compared to vibranium, is what he's saying. Adamantium is not like vibranium, which is able to absorb kinetic energy. Adamantium, as we know, will eventually become a part of he says Project X. It will eventually be part of the story of Wolverine. So adamantium now becomes this resource that could change the world in a way that's very different, because vibranium is something that is really under the purview of the Wakandans. This is why it becomes an amazing geopolitical football in our film. But also, what's so great about the MCU is it's an opportunity to take things that are iconic from publishing and find a way to reimagine them for our universe in a way that could be really exciting. And because we haven't had mutants in the past, because we haven't had adamantium, it's become a fun way to surprise audiences with a new sort of vision of what it could be. And I'm just still pinching myself that I get to have the movie that introduces Red Hulk, that introduces adamantium, that introduces Serpent Society. It is fun for me as a geek, and I think it's going to be a blast for all audiences when they go see this movie. I hope it is. I'm personally excited for this film still, although I'm really looking for those first reactions, because, man, if those first reactions are bad, then yikes. I know that there have been all these test screening rumors and reports and whatnot, but I'm holding out hope that this film could be still really good, or something at least very decent. So, anyways, adamantium. So it seems like Julius Ona is pointing to the fact that, we all know this. Adamantium is important because Wolverine. We all know this. It's no secret, right? But it's still an interesting thing that he points it out that, start connecting the dots here, and one thing leads to another. We all know adamantium is a big part of Weapon X in the future. We all know that, and so what could this mean? Could this mean that Wolverine is going to be directly set up from Captain America Brave New World? Well, it seems like he's indicating that maybe he doesn't show up in a post-credit scene or whatever, but, there could be hints of it. Like, for example, right, what if there's a character, kind of a mystery military character throughout Captain America Brave New World, and throughout the film, you don't really know who it is. And in the post-credit scene, he goes up to Tiamat, or he goes up to whoever has adamantium, and he's like, my name is William Stryker. Give it to me, or something like that. And, for people who follow comic books, it's like, oh, okay, that's a tease, and that's a hint. Now, the other, I guess the elephant in the room here is that, well, yes, sure, adamantium is tied to Wolverine, but who even knows if Earth 616 as we know it is going to exist after Secret Wars. The assumption has always been they're going to fold in a bunch of universes. And again, this is all an assumption. It's all speculation. So it's not been confirmed and anything like that. But the assumption has always been, well, yeah, I mean, so, you know, after Secret Wars, a bunch of universes will all be tied together and they're just going to start over. Because also the implication is, you know, we can't really do the prototypical X-Men origin stories for some characters like Magneto, because Magneto's origin story is so intrinsically tied to World War II and the Holocaust. And I mean, Magneto can, you know, he can, I guess maybe you could write in something about not aging as fast or something like that. But I mean, it's getting a little farther away from that. So, and also, I guess the bigger question around that is really not so much about that, because again, you could just write in something about not aging as fast, but also, where have they been? Like, where have mutants been all this time? You know, it's kind of crazy that the X-Men haven't been operating this whole time. Why have they been secret, et cetera, et cetera? So it would make some sense, at least, to, you know, have them come from another universe or whatever, and that would make a little more sense. So really the question is, sure, you're setting up adamantium in Earth 616, but what is Earth 616 going to look like? Maybe, you know, in this way, adamantium will be one of those vestiges that is carried over from Earth 616, and the X-Men will come over, and Wolverine will be Wolverine, but he will have the bone claws, and maybe this is where he starts to, you know, get the treatments from Project X, Weapon X, right? Who knows? Who knows? But I think it's interesting. I think that if the director hadn't said anything, then yeah, I mean, of course, Kevin Feige is not just going to introduce adamantium for no reason. Like, I'm sure Kevin Feige has a reason for it, but the fact that the director is also saying it makes me think there is some credence to this. Maybe we'll get some hints to Wolverine in Captain America Brave New World. We'll have to see about that. Guys, what do you think about these comments from Julius Ona that, well, yeah, I mean, duh, you connect the dots, adamantium is going to lead to a certain Wolverine? Let me know in the comments down below.